Your supplier called and assured you the truck would be there mid-afternoon today. As a result of that information, you reorganized the production schedule and changed the work schedule of some of your workers so that when the needed material arrived, you could immediately put it into production, making things that required it that your customers were waiting for. But the truck never arrived. You're angry, you're upset. Your supplier promised you something and it didn't happen. You think he lied, and it's possible that he did. It's also possible that he was telling you what the trucker had told him. It's also possible that he said it more loosely than he might have otherwise had he realized the changes that you were making as a result of his information. Now look at this from the other side. Let's say you've got a shipment on the way to your customer, and your customer calls and says, "When can we expect that?" And you say, "Sometime mid-afternoon." Are you lying to them if it doesn't show up? Are you accountable for making sure it shows up mid-afternoon? COVID did many things, but one of the things it did to and for manufacturing is put front and center the lack of reliable information that we have and the lack of an accountability that many of us feel for making sure we convey accurate, not well-intentioned, accurate information. So now I encourage all of you to learn this lesson from COVID. We need to not only be honest, we need to be accountable. There's a lot of data out there. The challenge for most of us in manufacturing is that we don't have the right data at the right time, or what we have is not reliable. We have to not only partner with all the members of our supply chain, we have to commit to honesty and accountability for the information that we convey. Now, does that mean we back up and say, "I don't know when the truck's gonna get there. I can tell you that it left here at 10 this morning. It's a 2-hour drive, should be there at noon, but I have no idea when it will actually show up at your dock"? Well, that might be more accurate communication, but it's not really more helpful communication. We all need access to reliable information so that we can all make the many mutually dependent decisions in a much healthier and more successful way. So don't look at supply chain partnership just as some kind of negotiation or quantity kind of thing. Supply chain partnership at its core is about helping each other succeed. And none of us can succeed with bad information, no matter whose fault it is, no matter what kind of bad information. None of us can succeed if that's what we are relying on. So I encourage you to take a look at your own responsibilities first. Communicate with your customers when they will receive the material. And yes, I know in some cases, your customers specify which trucking company you use. So you feel like it's their responsibility to keep track. Well, it's not. They don't give you shipment dates. They give you need dates. They want to know times and hours, and sometimes even minutes of when things will arrive. And no matter who's paying for the truck, or no matter who specified the trucking line, if you're sending it, you own responsibility for ensuring accurate information. Now we turn to the other half, your suppliers. They own accountability for getting you accurate information. We can't all drop the ball. We have to learn how to hand the baton. And the baton will be dropped If the person running in front of us is moving faster than we are, if they have different information about how long the race is or when you're going to hand them the baton, we need to have accurate, well-timed, coordinated information. It's not as difficult as we think. We just have to take accountability for getting it and leverage technology where we can to ensure that the information is timely and accurate. No reason to point fingers, no reason to fall on your own sword. Let's develop immediate relationships that are based on honesty, and let's be accountable to one another for the value of the information that we exchange. I think that's one lesson that each one of us could have learned before COVID, but we certainly understand its importance now. I'm Becky Morgan, president of Fulcrum Consulting Works in Cleveland, Ohio. I hope you find this suggestion one well worth considering and, more importantly, implementing in your manufacturing business.